cross-examination in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial will continue this morning. Yesterday, the lawyer for accused number 1 to 4 dropping bombshells, saying that singer Kelly Khumalo is the one who accidentally shot and killed Meyiwa. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi is live for us just outside the court ahead of the start of the proceedings, which are going to kick off at 11:30 today, Linda. But let's go back to yesterday. The lawyer representing Kelly Khumalo, she says perhaps they've been quiet for too long, allowing for the court of public opinion to muddy the waters. So they've promised to start speaking. What's she said so far in response to what was said in court?
In fact, Tabo, you'll remember that, this allegation comes just at the backdrop of us hearing that Kelly Khumalo was in fact the one that drove Senzo Meyiwa to a hospital. And what now Magdalene Munsami, who is the legal representative of Kelly Khumalo, is saying is that they want to challenge these allegations. They're going to bring an application before this court that will challenge that application. And among some of the things that they want to know is who exactly that witness is. And it's something that the state also wanted to know when earlier on Advocate Malisa Latefu made allegations that he would bring a witness who would testify that Meyiwa died, in fact, at the Khumalo home in Vosloorus. But we saw Malisa Latefu really objecting to that intention of naming witnesses. You'll also remember that this is one sensitive issue, and both the state as well as the defense have refrained from naming any witness. Now it's coming now up from the legal representative of Kelly Khumalo, saying that she also wants to bring an application and that they want to know who that particular witness is.
And the other element here, Linda, very crucially, this is now the cross-examination of Sergeant Musia by the lawyer of accused number 5. I've got to tell you, it was astounding what she did, her line of questioning, basically picking apart the work of Sergeant Musia as he went through that crime scene, the photographs, only 8 taken, deciding that he is not going to swab the door of the kitchen where the alleged intruders would have entered. I mean, these are elementary, at least in my mind. How are the police or even the lawyer that represents the state going to overcome this particular hurdle? Because this is where the work of the police is really found wanting.
And Polly, you look at that and the fact that in fact, Sergeant Thabo Musia was one of the first few people who arrived in that particular scene. He also deposed an affidavit in the 375 case, which was also, amongst others, probing the possibilities of the contamination of the scene. The first person that we're hearing about who was there in the scene before Thabo Musia arrived is Major General Philani Ndlovu, who's now passed on. He did not make an affidavit in this matter that's currently sitting in this court, but making an affidavit in the 375 case. So it brings about a question around whether or not there was a deliberate attempt to move evidence around in the house, because if you also look at what Thabo Musia says was a delay in him arriving, first going to the police station, then going to the hospital, ultimately arriving at the Khumalo home, where he finds police officers not only outside of the house but also inside of the house. And that, for Advocate Mshololo, raised questions around whether or not there was a contamination of the scene by the mere presence of the police officers inside the home. We hear also that those very same police officers used the very same door that the alleged intruders used to enter that house. And the question now is, why that crucial evidence, the swabs from that particular door, were not taken. At least they would help in perhaps linking the suspects to the crime and placing them at the scene.
Mnisi, that's where we're going to leave it for the moment, giving us just the highlights of what took place in court yesterday. That court case expected to resume at 11:30 this morning.